Hi folks, hope you're doing well. Yeah. What was just on my mind is that, of course, yeah, the people in, well, certainly, I'd certainly say the River Church more so than the Anglican Community Church, but the River Church definitely more so. Those people are going to think that I came to church to slag them off. And that's why I came to that church. No. I came to that church to share. To share what God had given me. That's why on the car journey with Paul, I shared. That's why when I first went to the pastor's house, it was the men's meeting, I shared. I was there early, I shared. I shared while I was there. This was when he went to go and collect his wife from America. I shared what God had given me. That was the purpose of me coming to church. And the thing of it is, yeah. One day they're going to understand that is the case, and they're going to understand that, it was never going to be an easy thing for me, and I knew it. I knew that coming into that was going to be difficult, and that there were going to be difficult times because of the fact that, where people are. I didn't imagine that obviously the River Church was going to be much further on than the people in the Anglican Community Church. And I would actually say, I think to a certain degree they're further away. Well, because the Anglican Community Church has a lot more younger people. That's one thing. They have a lot more younger people involved in the church. So, the River Church seems to be struggling for that. It's not doing a very good job at getting the youth in. When I say bring them from America. So, in the end, well, basically, as I've said in videos, by the time it got to the point where the pastor was going away to bring his wife back, that very week, I believe it was, the Tuesday of the Queen's funeral, that one, and then the same week, the Friday, when I went to the practice for the worship, and I didn't go to church on the Sunday because the degree of stupidity and just the reality of where the people really are, it just hit me, and oh my God, did that knock me back. And as I say, I've never been someone who, before going to the Anglican Community Church, I've been 8 years since I've been in the church. 8 years. Didn't miss it in any way, shape or form. Never missed it at all. Because church has always been some demonic entity where you seem to have some Christians who have been misguided who seem to be in there. That's what church has always been, because that's what church has actually always been. That's what church is and always has been since I gave my life to God. It's always been more demonic than of God. It always has. Over the past 28 years, it's been exactly how it is now. Apart from it has got worse over time. It's now worse than it was 28 years ago. Yeah, I think that's true, especially based upon the fact when you look at what's available now compared to what was available then, and yet churches don't look any better, and in fact many have got worse in that time. So going into a church, very tough thing to do. Going into a church to share what God has given and then being faced with the reality of where people are, it's like, bloody hell, the mountain. The absolute mountain that these people have got to climb. There's no way, shape or form that I can come down to their level. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I've never been at that level. I've never been churchy. I've never been that. So because I've never been that, I can't come down to that because I've never been there. And no, that's all completely foreign to me. That's like, someone saying to me, can you learn Lithuanian? And it's like, no. But that's what churchiness is like to me. It's like me getting used to that. It'd be like me getting used to a completely different language. And a completely different way that people live. It'd be more like going into some jungle region and finding a tribe of people that have never been introduced to civilization and living the way they live. How would you expect someone from this time to go back and live in that way? It would be a bizarre thing, wouldn't it? So yeah. But they will be delighted that they are now, they've now got their church back. I'm nothing to do with it, and I won't be anything to do with it at all. They've got it exactly the way they want it, and God's going to leave their church pretty soon. I mean, as if he's ever really been in it, but what I'm saying is he's going to completely walk out of that church soon. There will be not a hint of presence from him in any way, shape or form. Now, to me, as I said recently, when I get into conversations with God about the church, my view is that God should have done this a long time ago, that it may have helped the people. But of course, he knows them better, and he knows whatever happens, they're not going to be part of the next thing. Because they weren't really part of anything anyway. They didn't really want to be part of anything. They wanted to be part of church. That's what they wanted to be part of. And the majority of them are going to get that. They're going to be part of church. Well done. Yeah. Look, for all of them, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, because the reality is, if I'm right, then they die and they spend the whole of eternity in hell. Because they're playing around with church. They're not focusing on building a relationship. They don't care about being led by the Holy Spirit. That's truth. They don't really care about loving people. They don't really care about having their issues sorted. They don't really care about anything. The whole point about bearing fruit, you can't mention that. So this is my point. They think they're better off without me. I know I'm far better off without them. Far better off. As I've said before, they offer me nothing. All they can offer me is misery. And that's why I say, me coming into a church is, they think I was trying to, judge them and do videos about them, slagging them off. No. You were being blessed. You just couldn't see it. Because for me to come into that and be willing to go through that, to share what God has given me, I mean, my God, you do not understand the level of blessing that was offered to you, that you basically stuck two fingers up at. You have no idea, but you're going to know. And when you know, you're going to realise just how much you've absolutely shanked it. But, I wish you well, and I hope. Put it this way, as I say, that there are people in that church that I think can become part of what God is doing in the future. Or can see it, at least the beginnings. As I say, the lovely lady in the wheelchair, I think she is a gorgeous soul. I mean, she is way too good for that church. Seriously. Way too good for that church. Spiritually, she's in a far higher position than any of the other people in that church. And I wish her well. That was one of the reasons that I wanted to go back. The only reason I wanted to go back was to speak to her. and to share a bit more with her. That was it. That was the only reason I wanted to go back. Simple as that. There was no other reason. No. No other reason in any way, shape or form. She was the one person I wanted to go and share with. Because, put it this way, she's someone I know she will see it. When I share it with her, I know that her spirit will leap because I know that she's been waiting for it. And I know that she will see it. Yeah. I don't think most will, but I know that she will. So yeah, that's it in the end. So there you go. I'm going to leave it to it. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. I need time certainly before there be another challenge in that way. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.